Let's start. Bueno, ya empezó. Sí, ya. Oye, yo estaba viendo ya a 5:30 empieza y a las 5:45 termina. Bueno, ahora pero hay más llamé a Caballo porque preguntaba. Dice que está ahí, que sonaba que tardado. Dice que iba a chaval. Dice que le cobraron 1,000 y pico pesos por el colonoscopio. Yo no sabía, yo tengo cuenta por pagar y eso, lo que me mandan. Viva de Neida, viva que vas a tocar de la verdad que me llama a través de la mano de cada mira va ya me divertiré se llama o se ya está tocando mi cara de de me con la hobby de la cara de mi va me es mira para que no está ahorita la vista dos tipo era que me hace girar para que no más mira más para mí. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam leis v'chol Yaakov, El HaGadol HaKibah v'Hanayla, Elo Yoken Otzem Ken Yaakov, Zecher Haspi Avis Nedigal Livnei Masher Kavam Avis Shemagit, Atah Adonai, Magin Abraham, Atah Kibra Ledon Menis Matan Avle, Shiyama Shiberuach Teregeshem, Achel Chayim B'Tesel Chayim Mirach Tizravim, Lefnim, V'Rei B'Chayim V'Masi Rasul V'Mekayim V'Rasel, V'Shein Heyov V'Mekayim V'Mekayim that may miss not having to show and not having to make one of the thought. Amen. Amen. Shmei Rabba Mavarach Yalam Olam Yisbarech. Amen. 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 Alti Rabbi Baratisa. Yishai Azishain Kisava. Yutu Eitzavis. Upar Dabadava Yakum Kima Anu Ev Aziknaniru. Tatev Ani Espa Ani Asisi. Ani Asa. Ani So Yamade. Afsik Mezishmecha. Yeshushat Manecha. He does meet up with Yitzchak last class with Yitzchak Mishra Kamik. When done Kevin Shavit the Yitzchak the Kamik to she's before my year the Machat. She knows on Matzah Ara. He made the Chumei. He made Cave. I got there. I made. Yitzchak this one was Zaki. So he don't care, but I told him to Shneim. I don't know what's not. Think guy. Yagda Torah. Yeah, there. Page 465. Amen. 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 Yesh me down the Mubarak Yalam. Amen. Nice, buddy. Amen. 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 Yasher Chaya. All right, so we're going to do tonight's learning course of Ilya Nishmas, Alexander Zishe ben Yitzchak Aryeh, whose Shloshim is tonight, and Shama Shav and Ilya. So it's customary to do a Mishnah, specifically a Mishnah, and the Mishnah we're going to do, you can follow along in the Siddur on page 464. You want an English one? Okay. Take one, take the one, that's English. Any of the ones, yeah. Page 464. That has the same thing on the same page, but it's not English, that one. So the Mishnah we do, if you look there, it says it's the learning for a mourner. This is customarily done in the home of a shiva. It's done on the shloshim, and really, it's the Mishnah we learn every single day. We say this Mishnah at the end of Kaddish. It's usually rattled off in 7 seconds, and then Kaddish is done. But now we're going to take a step back and learn what we're saying, what we're rattling off. We're going to learn a little more about it. So, first of all, the Mishnah is from Mikvah, deals with Mikvah. Huh? It's in the section of Taharas, which deals with Mikvah. Mikvah purifies, about purifying someone. We know a person goes to the Mikvah to purify themselves. We know that if you had a new set of dishes, or even an old set of dishes that you're going to kosher, after you kosher them, or if it's a brand new set, you don't have to kosher them, they're kosher already, but we take them before we use dishes, we bring it to the mikvah. Over here, we're dealing with the mikvah. Why are we dealing with the mikvah? Because the neshama, the soul of a person, says after the neshama leaves the body, it goes through a mikvah process. Not just the neshama, also the body goes through a mikvah process before we bury a person. So we do something called a tahara. The Chevra Kadisha take the body and they clean the body, they prepare it for burial, and then they put it in the mikvah. We would put the body in the mikvah. And because a person goes through a mikvah process after they pass on, so that's why we're learning now about the laws of mikvah. Well, that's what happens. Not just the body goes to mikvah, also the soul goes through some type of a mikvah process. So let's learn. We're just going to learn the 3 lines of the Mishnah, the last 3 lines, which are said out loud. Yeah, good point. So if you look on page 464, in the Hebrew, the line start. It's the Mishnah said, Mishnah Zayin. The line, 3 lines from the bottom of Mishnah Zayin. The line starts Kavile. The second to the last word is Machat. If you look inside the English side, so it's the Mishnah 7, second to the bottom paragraph. The third to the bottom line there, the line starts immerse himself. The third word is a needle. So that's the one we're going to learn now, about a needle. Okay? So this is what we learn every day. We say it. Abel, you know this by heart. Abel, you know it by heart, but the question is if you know the translation by heart and the meaning of it. So let's learn it together, okay? The Mishnah says, Machat, a needle, Shehina Tuna, which is placed Ma'ala Tamara on a step leading down to a mikvah in a cave. So the Mishnah says, the water goes back and forth. Cave on Shavar, as soon as the wave passes over it, Tahara, it becomes ritually clean. Okay, let's go back a step over here. There's a needle which is placed in the mikvah. Why would we place a needle in the mikvah? We discuss a person goes to the mikvah. We discuss dishes are taken to the mikvah. But why would a needle go to the mikvah? You want to shoot up? No. So the rule is that the Kohen in the Beit HaMikdash, the Kohen Gadol especially, had to go to the mikvah every day before he did his service. But not just did he have to go to the mikvah, everything had to be 100% pure. And in order for that process to take place, so even the clothing that he wore had to be made with a needle, had to be sewn with a needle that went to the mikvah. The problem is, take a needle and put it in the mikvah. Remember, up until a couple of hundred years ago, what did we use as the mikvah? Today, still to today, what's a kosher mikvah? What's the best mikvah you could use? The ocean. Take a needle and put it in the ocean. What happens to the needle? So the Mishnah gives us practical advice. It says, Machat, if you want to put a needle in the mikvah, place it, find a place in the water, like a cave with steps, put it on the step, splash the water over it, and as soon as the water goes over it, tahara, this needle is considered pure. Okay? Okay, now we understand. So why are we learning this? Why do we learn this Mishnah on a Shloshim? Why? If you look, by the way, it's not just this siddur. Every siddur, Sfarad, Ashkenaz, has this Mishnah, which you're supposed to learn for morning. You can learn any Mishnah, but this is the suggested Mishnah.
Anything
why?
You can do with the step and throw water like that. And your other stuff you can do like that too. To throw water in the step.
Well, if you're in the mikvah, you can get a splash over you like that's probably also good.
Yeah.
How practical? How can you do that?
Hey,
you get a splash over you.
Or whatever.
How practical? How do you get a needle? Is possible for dishes. Dishes,
put a fork, a knife.
Probably if it gets completely covered over, yeah.
A wave.
Yeah. So why do we learn this Mishnah specifically today? And why do we conclude our davening, the final Kaddish? Why do we read specifically this Mishnah? You can do any Mishnah, but why is this the suggested Mishnah? The Rebbe explains that the needle is actually a code word. Like everything Kabbalistically, it's a code word. What's the needle a code word for? For the soul. Why? What's the job of a needle? A needle is a connector. A needle connects two pieces of material to create a garment. And the neshama, the soul, is also a connector. It connects our body to Hashem. Not just that. Think about the Hebrew letters, the Aleph Bet. What letter in the Aleph Bet looks like a needle? Which one? A vav. In fact, a vav is called in dikduk, in Hebrew grammar, a vav is called a vav hamechaber, a vav that connects. Why? Because it connects words. For example, let's say we want to say you and me. How do you say it in Hebrew? Ata ve'ani. Ata is you. Ani is me. Put a vav in the middle. Ve'ani. The vav now connects it. The and, it connects the two. So vav is a connector. Not just in shape is the vav a connector, in dikduk, but also the word vav means connector. In the Torah, if you Google the word vav in the Torah, you'll see the word vav is used in the Mishkan, in the temporary Beit HaMikdash that we had in the desert. So there was a chatzar, there was a courtyard, and the courtyard had beams, and the beams, imagine you have beams, right? There were hollow beams, and the beams were connected like a hook. You have a beam like this, and a beam, two beams, straight, hollow, and you have a hook that connects them. That hook was called a vav. There it says you make vavim tasi. You should make vavim. You should make those hooks. So those hooks are a vav. So what is the job of a vav? To connect. The needle is a connector, and that's who's the connector? The neshama, the soul. And so it's a code word. When we talk about a needle here, it's a code word for the soul. Now, with that piece of information, let's learn those 3 lines one more time. You ready? Machat, 3 lines at the bottom of Mishnah Zion. In English, it's Mishnah 7, second paragraph from the bottom, third to the last line of that paragraph. Third word, a needle. Machat, a needle. What's a needle? A neshama, soul, code word. You remember the code words over here? Shehi natuna, which is placed. What does it mean, placed? If I take the siddur and I place it on the chair, did I give the siddur an option to place it there? I didn't give it an option. It was placed there. It was just put there. Against the will. Doesn't matter. Its opinion doesn't matter. We just put it there. So it's placed al malat amara on a cave, on a step leading out to a cave. If you look in Kabbalah, this world is compared to a cave, a dark cave. A cave is dark. Naturally, a cave is dark. That's why if you go into a cave, cavemen wear headlights to do, right? When we do, right, those flashlights on, because it's dark. This world is compared to a dark cave. It's called, in Hebrew, it's called olam. Olam. And olam comes from the word helem, which means hidden, because godliness is hidden in the world. Hashem is hidden in the world. We look at the world, we don't see godliness. We see wood, we see concrete, we don't see godliness, but we know inside this concrete, there's sort of a spark of Hashem, sort of like an neshama, not a neshama for a human person, for a human being, but a soul for concrete, which makes it exist. If that soul, the concrete, would leave the concrete would cease to exist. It would crumble. It would be left. It would become nothing. And so the world is called olam because it's hiding godliness. Now, a person, the neshama, again, nachat, the needle, referring to the soul, shinatuna, which is placed against the will in this world, which conceals godliness. In other words, what happens is before the neshama, before the soul comes down to this world, they tell it, it's in Gan Eden, it's in the Garden of Eden, the neshama. There's a whole chamber of souls over there. And they tell the soul, the angel comes and says, come with me, little neshama, come little neshama. You're gonna go on an exciting trip. We're gonna come into this physical world. And it says, a world, what is this world? It says, no, it's a world with opportunity. It's the world of opportunity. You're able to do mitzvahs in this world because we know in Gan Eden, it's a very holy place. We can't do mitzvahs. But this physical world, you could do mitzvahs. We could accomplish a lot. And so they tell the soul, come into this world. It's exciting. It sounds like a good deal. And they take the soul and they're about to put it into this world, to put it into a body. A child's about to be born. And the soul looks into this world and says, OMG, I am out of here. No way. It wants to back off. It's similar to, like when you go bungee jumping. Anyone here ever go bungee jumping? Oh, no. So what they put the harness, they harness you, and then they put the rope on you, they put the chain, and you go to the wherever you're jumping off of, and or if you go skydiving, same thing, which is cordless. And they put you there. They put you on the edge. There's two people on the side of you, and they say 3, 2, 1, bungee, and they throw you down. Right? Why do they throw you down? Because you're gonna back up. You forget it. I don't want to go. I don't wanna go. You keep the money. Just I don't want to go. Right? So they say you're out, done. Right? They push you down. Same thing happened to the neshama. The neshama was excited first and wants to come into this world. But then it sees all the craziness of the world. It says, forget about it. I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with this. They say 3, 2, 1, bungee, boom, you're being born. One of the reasons is the baby cries when it's born. It doesn't want to be born. It's against the will that a baby is born. That's what the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says, against the will, a person is born. They don't want to be born. This needle, the soul, is placed here against the will. So when we're working in this world, we see things, but we don't see spirituality. We're blinded to spirituality, and so we don't know what we're supposed to do in this world. The Mishnah says the waters are going back and forth. If you look in the Zohar, what does it mean, waters that go back and forth? So there's something called Mayim Rabim, something called the great waters that go back and forth. So we went to Mayim Rabim, waters that go out. It's called Tirdas HaParnasa, the worry about making Parnasa, making a living. And the Zohar says that wherever you go in this world, everyone is schlepping you in another direction. Wherever you go, they're pulling you. We open up our Google feed, and we don't even realize how many ads we're pushed with. Now, YouTube got a little out of hand, and now you have two ads that start before any YouTube. It's a little crazy. But besides for that, there's so many ads on the side that we don't even realize that we're being fed. We go on the 95. How many ads do we have between each exit? We go right here onto Hallandale 95, and you can make $500 just by going to Gulfstream. Go another 10 feet, and you can get a car by going to Mardi Gras. And you can get something else by the next sign, by going to Hard Rock. And everyone is schlepping you in another direction here. The waters are going back and forth. Says the Mishnah, as soon as the wave passes over it, gal means a wave. But who speaks Hebrew here? What else does gal mean? It means a few things. One of them is a wheel, like Gal Galim. Gal is a wheel, right? Gal also comes from there's another root of the word gal. Gilui. What's Gilui? Revelation. To reveal something. When we speak about the great revelation that took place, what event in history are we talking about? Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai. When we got to Torah, and the Gemara tells us, the Talmud tells us that before we got to Torah, we were charged. When we got to Torah, we were charged with a mission. That's a mission that says every single soul before it comes into this world. The Talmud tells us, Mashbi'in Etta, they make every soul take an oath, and it's given a mission. Every soul is given a mission in this world. We each have our unique mission in this world, and Michael Savage likes to quote the Rebbe always, saying that on our birthday, it's Hashem telling us that the world can't exist without us. We each have a unique mission in this world, and we have to fulfill our mission. What our mission is, we don't know what our mission is. We know what our mission is. Hashem make it easy for us, then that would make a challenging game for us. So Hashem gives us a mission. We're charged with that mission. When do we get that mission? Where do we get the charge for that mission? At Mount Sinai, the great revelation. And as soon as we touch base with that mission that we were supposed to accomplish in this world. What's the last word of the Mishnah? Tahara. Tahara means clean. You're pure. Now that you're pure, now that you've fulfilled your mission, be able to go back to your Creator. Shama be able to go back to Gan Eden. Complete this mission in this world. Thanks without anything outside. All the action. And so, this is the Mishnah we read. We're supposed to be at the Shloshim. Because that is, this Mishnah sums up for us the entirety of life. It sums up for us the idea of why the soul comes into the world, its mission that it's supposed to accomplish in the world, and the challenges. It brings up the challenges that we deal with on a day-to-day basis while in this world. And at one time, hopefully not for a long time, but we all complete that mission. And we're ready, our soul's ready to go back to its Creator, purity. And no question that Alexander Zishe and Yitzchak Aryeh, whose Shloshim is tonight, he was a person who was larger than life. He was a legend in South Florida. Probably legend in Peru and elsewhere also. In Israel, he was a legend. But we know over here, he's someone that was involved every single day in how could I fulfill my mission? How could I, whether it's selling Israel bonds or whatever he was doing, I think he had an office, went to work to see what could I do for the community. His office was dedicated to complete that mission. So the Neshama was calling out every day, I need to complete that mission. So there's no question that now the mission is completed, Tahara, his soul is considered pure, and it's back in Gan Eden, it's back in the Garden of Eden, and hopefully we'll see it very soon. We'll see your Father very soon. He comes back down, becoming a Mashiach. It should happen very soon.
Amen.
Maariv on page 118, and after Maariv, either I think we'll bring the food outside, right? We'll bring the tables out, from inside out, and we'll make the different blessings, make a bracha on all the food. Everyone down there? Page 118, go back on switch or? Yeah. Amém. Amém.
Even though I couldn't imagine.
Every brother is a day, Amen. Amen.
Ika Abikadosh Meraba.
Amen.
Amadi Reku Teva Mikmak Teva Smak Kunek Keramic.
Amen.
Kanu Mikman Kai the Kobe Israel by Allah is not your
Amen. Shmira, Barak, Allah,
Baraki Kabak for Ram, Savi, Davi, the Medical Sakri.
Amen.
Rami over Katashi, Tati, Katana, Matata, Miramba, Birame.
Amen.
You get all we get that shmir,
Amen.
Amad Yirav, you tell you, make my Kutevi, I think for every curve, and she carried.
Amen.
I phone of you, my phone of Kai, take over Israel, by God of his mind, carry people, amen.
Amen.
Shmir, Rabbi, Arkish, the back before his mom, and say, the other, the Levy, the law, made a good shepherd. They run me over, but that was your Tatish, Miran Belmab, about to go on to Hope, Israel. Adam will only be smart, amen. Shalom, Rabbi, Mishmai, Kaim, Tovi, Malena, Bakol, Israel, amen. No say Shalom, be Mama, we say Shalom, Malena, Bakol, Israel, be amen. Alenu, Shveach, Ladon, Akol, I take Lord.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Also, Shalom Bibrama, we say Shalom Aleinu, Vakol Yisrael, Bibrama, Altira, Vipakapita, Mukishar, Shrikita, Sueta, Vetu, Davar Loy, Kaibanu, Ania Semo, Ania City, Ania Semo, Adiki, Yodishmeka, Yishayim, Saneka, keep you boy. Apa Fisher, Glass, Apopa Misha, about the Arami, Nation, Mamaim, Makdim, make me pray, Shemay Rudadin, Kovesh, Apilu, Fabule, Atim, Apilu, Fabule, Kanin, Kadesh, Sheifu, Hamaim, Vayara, Vito, Macha, Shahid, Alba, Allah, Ma'ara, Hayam, Molech, maybe, Hamaim, Ivan, Sheravar, Aleha, Habal, Hagal, Tehara. Rabbi Chanyan, Vena, Kashi, Omer, Atzak, Roshper, Uvu, Zachir, Israel, Lepichach, Kirba, Lahem, Torah, Misvot, Shenavar, Rekapet, Mantu, Sigo, Yadu, Torah, Yadir. Ikadav, Ikadash, Merabah.
Amen.
Amad, Ibrakutev, Yamlik Makutev,
Amen.
Chayachon, Yamachon, Chaya the Kolbe Israel, Agalavi Franker, Amen. Shmei Rabam, Barakolam, Maya, Ibarek, Vistabak, Vikora, Vitramavi, Tasev, Vitadar, Vitalevi, Talash, Medical Shepherd.
Amen.
Ilami Kolbe Kartav, Shiratat, Shkata, Venakamatat, Amiram Bama, Amen.
Amen.
All Yisrael, Rabbanam, Al Tamidehum, Akol Tamideh Tamidehum, Akol Mandaskim Beraita, Divatra Hadim Vidim, Kol Atavatar, Elahol, Kol Shlama, Rabachina Bechiza, Rachamim Vachayim Arifim, Zonavar Vikav, Kanamik Adama, Pom, Vishmai Vibruamen,
Amen.
Shlama Rala, Mishmai, Kaim Tovim, Malay Vakol Yisrael, Vibruamen,
Amen.
all say Shalom Vibruamen, Uya say Shalom Aleinu, Vakol Yisrael, Vibruamen.
Amen. Who wants to bring his table? I see you. My friend. My friend. Making the Aryeh work. Come, let's make some brachas over here. Let's start with the mizanot. Chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal cookies, crackers, snackers, or fresh brownies which are coming out. Be on in a second. So we can make the bracha and do the Ilan Ishmat and Ilan Ishmat. I stand the Zishe, the Yitzchak Aryeh. The doctor said, Dr. Ruba asked me that now, that the doctor's orders, this is a official from a doctor. He says he guarantees that if you eat a brownie every day for 180 years, then he'll guarantee you a long life.
Amen.
Right. That's a good doctor. That's doctor. Rabbi, what's the name of that doctor?
He's a pediatrician.
Mrs. Roop. Mrs. Roop says that we have to day.
I can't give you the guarantee anymore. Right. There's some exception to the rules, you know, there's always
Next
exceptions
one
to the
has
rules.
8. Next one we make is 8.
Eight brachas.
I think these are laced brownies. A brownie a day keeps the doctor away.
You make your root right every day. 8. On a fruit. Preferably a whole fruit. Everything is kosher. Spencer wants to let everybody know that the brownies are from Colorado. Fresh from Colorado.
Ale bastante bueno los brownies. Y se quedan con brownies. A veces se toman mucho.
That's not what we make about Dama. Make it Dama, strawberries, and or vegetables. You eat the drink or you want Adama, on a vegetable or melon? Vegetable or melon, we make a bracha adama. Okay. What you can make on Or sulfur or water or one. So I can.
Wine from fruits and wine everywhere.
What's your name?
Like the way
You can't tell you.
This boy is not one.
Shackle. Let's say shackle good on orange juice, on water, sulfur.
No, not me, right?
Yeah.
But what is it? What does it look like?
Kind of like a chocolate chip cookie, but a bit more brown. And it's softer.
Well, show me how it looks.
Next
on
one we're gonna
your
make.
phone, okay? Show me how it looks on your phone.
Why are you putting it right?
How Jenna.
I don't think one virtually.
Rabbi, we have Abraham here.
Wow.
That one? Maybe as you cookies.
Alexander Zishe back?
You know why? Can't find it. Oh, when you're 9. How much longer you have to wait?
Yeah, I called it.
Oh, yummy.
Good. Anything else for wine? Wine was all fine. Anything else for wine? Yeah. Now we're making a Chaya. Who's going to share a few words?
I want to know who your father is.
Who's going to share a few words?
Yeah, any choice. You want to know Marcos, a little behind.
This is a little one
A
over
little
there.
behind, Marcos. Yeah, Eddie's gonna pick.
Well, today is the 30th day since my father passed away. It's been an experience. It's been something I wasn't expecting, but I guess it's part of life. I want to thank the community. I want to thank the people here in the shul. I want to thank the rabbi with his whole family for being so kind, so supportive. And I hope that this doesn't happen to anybody soon or later. But just want to thank the community in general for
Amen.
Amen. Time.
Actually, I wanted to share with you that today, September 30th, it's 47 years that we moved to 1974. Yeah.
She was a few months.
He was not born. He was not born. 47 years ago.
December 30th, 1974, my parents, Eddie and Danny were here. My parents, my sister,
Ah, so you're related. You're related.
No,
no, I was conceived here.
Just do it.
we grew up together.
Oh.
We've been going out since we were 2 years old.
Wow.
I was 64 years old. 62 years old. Everybody was close. The garden of his house,
You guys came on the 18th,
73. 73.
but December also.
Yeah, December
30 también.
No, the 18th.
I don't know. How do you know?
I know.
10 years? The road.
No.
Yeah.
73. Both of you came the same year.
No, we came in 74.
Benny played soccer here for NMB for church.
What's your name?
And he was in 15 years here.
Mayor?
Indian opened the Highland Home.
What's
He
your name?
was the first. Garbage?
On the garden?
Thank you.
What are you gonna be, an architect? An engineer?
What you feel like you feel?
I can think of. ¿De qué? Bueno, bueno, pero contigo.
Tengo que dejar la vida.
Thank you.
You did it.
Vaya, vaya.
Where's the phone? Where's the phone?
Ahora que se te
Baba, I brought your doctor.
No. No, seriously, the table can fall, so you can get her.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Go ask your father.
I don't know why you want to try it.
Eva,
No, I
esto de
didn't
tu
want.
papá.
No, it's there.
It's not it? Rabbi, is this yours? Bro. Hey, I'm telling you, you're gonna fall down.
You hide that, better hide that. Hide it. You want to see my sky?
In the middle. Really? You're gonna hold it. Yeah, this part. Right? I'm getting bitten up.
What do you think?
I'm at a bottom of the 1 second.
Where are you? Give me five.
Get inside.
Okay, Abram, I saw him doing the razor.
Yeah.
Give me five.
Do you get
Give me five.
you get
Give me
the
five.
what do you call the
Give me five. Come.
hypodermic? Here, right here. Here, right.
This factor does have to be.
Right. Oh, there it is, the same.
I want to make space there. No, I'm having a hill. Oh, you know, I know it. Turn this off.
Oh, hey, hey.